Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Chapter 8. The Funeral. That night, Linda got a phone call. Welcome back, everybody, to the Netflix-style playthrough of the Novelist, where I'm trying to make all the wrong choices for the family, and posting this out there episodically, but all at once, so you can peruse at your viewing pleasure when you'd like to see it all, like Netflix did House of Cards. Where we left off, Tommy got very upset because I didn't let him go see Davy for the night. Linda was okay because her parents came over. Dan got nothing done with his book for the weekend. Come on, Tommy. Let's get into your mind here.
Is she in heaven?
I'm sure she is, honey.
So, I think Linda's grandma died. Whoops. I still need it to be in your thoughts here. Because there's one more. It must be over in your room. So he's still happy, which is weird.
Vroom, vroom.
What is this one for? March 20th, first in your calendars. For one day only, watch the world-famous Fighter 5 as they scream across the sky when it's death-defying feats of flying in a display unlike anything you've ever seen. Guaranteed to blow you away.
Anne, I just got off the phone with Mom.
She told me about Grandma Joe. I know we expected it sooner rather than later, but this is hitting me so much harder than when Granddad died last year. Do you remember when going to Grandma Joe's house after school on Wednesdays and playing until Mom got off work? How Grandma Joe always had a surprise for us, even if it was just cookies in the oven. She'd always time it so that the whole house would smell like them when we got there. I hope the minister captures those little moments because they don't seem small, or seem as little now. I wish the circumstances were different, but it will be still good to see you at the funeral. What am I saying? You probably won't even get this until after the funeral. I guess I just needed to write anyways. Love, Linda. Yeah, that's always sad when somebody dies. But it is good to cherish those little memories that you have of them. Dan, big news. Got a call from Bracket Books in Eugene, and they want to do a reading from Winsong. Maybe even some Q&A. Book signings, all that good stuff. I think you should do it. In fact, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't. Bracket is a big outlet. So if this goes well, orders for the new book will definitely go up. I don't need to remind you how long it's been since Tramer's Way came out. If you don't keep your name out there, no one will even notice who you are when you finish the new book. Whatever it's called. Hell, speaking of the new one, why don't you read some of it too? Maybe the second chapter you sent me last month. That one was pretty good. Bracket Books, Eugene, the 21st. See you there. Paul. P.S. You know the long game, right? Nailing this one could mean a bigger advance in the next book. Okay, so is his book going okay or just that chapter? What do I say? To who? You already talked to Tommy. I already saw that part. Ah, get out of the lamp.
Mom and Dad left this morning, and I'll never have to wear that sweater again.
It's just ugly. It's hot and itchy. And the why do you ask trick completely worked. I don't think I've ever seen Dad. I don't know what else to call it. He blushed. That made the trip worth it, although seeing that Mom and Dad are doing well was great too. Maybe Dan and I will end up happy down the road. Somehow I doubt that with the way this is going. You're not here. That's a memory, all right. So I don't have enough to get your
Hi, Mom.
choices for this chapter yet. Call Paul first thing tomorrow. Any possible way to move it? Is this thing announced yet? To move it where? Like move it from Eugene? Or move it as in dates? So you're not down there at all. You're all upstairs. Oops. Wrong way. Get out of lamp.
And as for last weekend, I can't stop wondering what kind of advice Tynan would have had for Act 2. It's still a mess.
I tried to work on it, but it was impossible to get anything done with so much going on. Although I guess I did flex a little creativity. I came up with an impressive number of errands to run just to get out of the house. That's cool. That's cool. Are you over here? Are you in the kitchen? Oh, you are. You guys are like laying down, hiding behind the wall.
Lynn, I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do.
Just be here for me.
Can't beat me.
So, okay. Do some serious work on that chapter first. I need to find out what Linda wants. Didn't it tell me I knew what Tommy wanted? No. So I don't know what anybody wants except for Dan at this point, and he wants to obviously work on his book. Nothing in here to see.
Most of you here knew my grandmother. For those who didn't, I truly wish you had.
She was an example for all of us. Her warmth, her caring, and her smile were impossible to forget. It's still hard for me to believe she's gone. Without her, the world is... Okay, so I got through to Linda's thoughts, even though I think there's more. But Linda is going to want to, what, go to the funeral, I'm assuming? Call and buy a ticket if he's coming to the funeral. Oh. Okay. Dan, need the rest of your thoughts so I know what it is that you're looking for. No, wait. No, Dan, I got you. Chapters. Tommy, I need the rest of your thoughts, Tommy. Tommy.
Hey, Dad.
My man.
Tommy Camellia. You need to take me by your stuff, buddy, so I know what you're looking for here. Was it this? 21st. And what else you got going on here? Camping backpack, firewood. This? Big news got no. I already read that. Tommy, you're killing me, kid. Got a picture on the wall in here or something?
Yeah. I walked out to the bluff to remember Grandma Joe and say goodbye.
What it really means to have a family, to make that your focus. She seemed to take such joy in being surrounded by her family, providing for them, taking care of them. I hope I never took that for granted. When I got back to the house, a question hit me that I can't get out of my head. What will Tommy think about Dan and me when he gets older, and what if Tommy has kids of his own? I can't even begin to think of myself as a grandmother. I haven't been a mother for that long, and I'm feeling this way, and I'm still feeling my way through what it means to be a good one. At least I'll always have an example. I miss you, Grandma Joe, and I'll never forget. I promise. But I already got your stuff. You don't want the paddle car. I kind of want to figure out what Tommy's thing is, because if I can choose Tommy's and make it so that Dan doesn't even go to the funeral because he does whatever Tommy wants to do, oh my God, that'll be a beautiful thing. Is it this? No. Tommy, where you at? So that would select the phone for Dan to call and go to the funeral. I don't know what I'm missing here, Tommy. Did I go into your memories? I did.
Is she in heaven?
I'm sure she is, honey.
And there's no other sound.
Hey, Daddy.
My man.
Hey.
What are we missing in here? Come on. Gotta be a picture on the wall. Not the conch shell, not picture. Is it this one? Oh, here we go. So now I can read Tommy's thoughts. The magazine says there are going to be tons of planes. Okay. Okay, so either have Dan work on the chapter. That would really, really, really anger Linda. Could have him go to the funeral, which is going to make him miss his deadline, but... I think I've done too much good stuff for Tommy compared to what I've done for Dan. So I think I have to just go with Dan's because I really can't have Dan go to the funeral. Well, that's the chapter. Okay, you work on the chapter. You're going to miss the funeral. I don't know if that's the right way to go with this one or not. Dan knew his book had drifted almost completely out of the public eye, and he couldn't turn down the chance to get his work back into the literary spotlight. He drove to Eugene on the 21st and was surprised to see a line out the door of bracket books Paul had delivered. Dan wasn't completely happy with the chapter he read, but the crowd certainly seemed to like it. He left Eugene with a confidence boost that carried him for days. When Dan told Tommy they wouldn't be able to go to the show, Tommy had a crying fit and tried to tear up the magazine. Word his parents, he hadn't thrown a fit like that in almost a year. It was exactly the kind of thing that they'd hoped to avoid by spending the summer in such a quiet, peaceful place. Linda went to the funeral by herself, and it was even harder than she had expected it to be. It helped that almost everyone in her family came to say goodbye to Grandma Joe, but when Linda cried herself to sleep that night in an empty hotel bed, she felt more alone than she ever had in her life. Chapter 9. The Road Ahead. The summer came to an end, and Dan faced a difficult